Is the new 28. Just came back from a 3.5 mile walk slash run. I was walking every 100 yards and sprinting the next 100 yards. So my legs is gone. I'm dead tired. Did a 3.5 hour workout. But guess what? The ball don't stop. You got to keep pushing the ball. That's how the ball don't stop. You want to be in the best shape of your life, you got to do something about it. You can always sit back and complain, or you can go out and train. You got a choice. The choice is yours. Remember, there's a fork in the road in everybody's life. When you get to the road where you got to go left or right, choose the right side. Always choose the right side because you want to live right. You want to be right. You want to train right. You want your health to be right. You want your money to be right. You want your life to be right. So in that case, go to the right. Look, I'm glad y'all logged in today. I'm glad y'all peeping to see what your boy got going on. That 3.5 workout every day is a monster. But guess what? When it's over, it's over. And when it's over, I can say, I did another workout. I'm getting a step ahead of myself. And tomorrow, we're going to do this thing all over again. So right about now, I figured I'd log in and see what the rest of the world was looking like. See where my people at. See what y'all got going on out there in the whole wide world. You could be anywhere, but I'm glad y'all logged in to be with me and your boy. Let's talk about it. Let's see what's cracking. Yes, sir. It's your boy, Coach Carl. Man, somebody asked me this morning, they said, how many push-ups should I do, Coach? I said, when I first started doing push-ups, I was only doing 5 at a time. This is in 2013. I could only do 5 and then I would conk out. So what I started doing was I did 5 with a 10-second break, and I kept doing 5 until I got to 50. That's how you got to make it sometimes. Sometimes you got to take the little small steps to get to the top. You got to take the little small steps to get to the top. You can't take the big steps all the time. Sometimes you got to take the little ones. Sometimes it's the little steps that get you there. Don't matter how you get there so long as you get there. A lot of people be thinking they got to do it all in the same day. Which states? What state am I in? I'm in Virginia. Yep, so with that being said, hey look, don't let small portions of training stop your training. Keep training anyway. It doesn't matter whether you're training for 4 hours or training for 4 minutes. Train. Keep doing something. They asked me how many days of the week I train. I train 7 days a week. That's how I got to where I'm at right now. But I don't suggest that people start off training 7 days a week because I didn't start off training 7 days a week. I started off training 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And that 30 minutes included a 15-minute walk. So I was only training for 15 minutes because I ain't have much to work with. But guess what? The longer you do it, the better you get at it. What's good? I see y'all up here. What's good, Kia? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Onceanu. Appreciate you being up here. Like I say, man, it's all about training. That's why I get up here every single day to remind people that it's about training. Mind them that it's about training. Mind them that it's about exercise, health, and diet. Those are the most important things you got in your head because those are things that's going to make you live longer. People forget that life, we control life. We control how long we live by what we do. You want to shorten your chances of being here any longer, then don't do nothing. And you'll be here just the amount of time that your body can hold up. But you can add to your body. You can add to the dimensions of your health by training. People ask me all the time, they say, how old am I? I am 58 years old. Birthday was November the 5th. Just turned 58. So I'm out here pushing 7 days a week. I'm running 3 to 5 miles every single day. It's cold outside today, so rather than run 5 miles slow, I ran 3.5 miles fast. I was pushing it. Yep, 58 years old. You know, when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, I thought 58 was old. I kept seeing people that was 58 years old and they was falling apart. They was gray. It seemed like they had gray in their eyebrows. And they was coming home from work and sitting on the porch and drinking a beer and never getting back up until it got dark outside. And I was like, maybe that's what 50 plus years old look like. And then when I turned 46 and I changed my whole life, I changed the way I was eating, changed the way I was training, changed what I was drinking. And then all of a sudden, I started seeing a different 58. Now, when people see me out running, they see me out hitting the bag, they see me going in the gym, talking to a lot of the young bucks. No one ever believes I'm 58 years old because I don't carry myself like the other 58-year-old people that I knew. So there's life. At 58, you can reach 100. So as long as you take care of yourself, you can see 100. I know a lot of guys that's in their 80s and 90s that don't look like they're in their 80s and 90s. They look at what I would consider to be 60, but they're 80 or 90 years old. That just means that they've been doing the right thing with their life. Say he was born in 2015. Hey, whatever year you was born in, make the best out of it. That means you're young. That means you got a whole life to do everything you want to do. I had a whole life to do everything I wanted to do. Shoot, at 15 years old, I was cutting hair in my house. At 18 years old, I was cutting hair in a shop. At 24 years old, I opened up my first barber shop. At 40, no, what was I, 52, I was able to close my last barber shop and come on to the crib. So it all do what it do. Your whole life is planned out by you. Don't let nobody plan out your life for you. Plan out your own life. You'll be successful at whatever you choose to be successful at. I like it when I meet young people because young people got a chance. Y'all got a chance. Just don't listen to nobody else. Maybe if you didn't cut so much. Hey, look, that ain't what it's about. I cut other people's hair. You know what I'm saying? But I chose to cut mine off because I like to wake up in the morning and not have nothing holding me back. Nothing I gotta fade, nothing I gotta temp fade, nothing I gotta put no grease in, nothing I gotta make sure it's right before I walk out the door. I'm 58. Yep. Why all the barbers bald? I don't know. A lot of the barbers I know got plenty of hair. Most of them got cornrows. Most of them got dreads. Not all of them are bald. But the guys like me, I spend so much time cutting everybody else's hair, I don't got time to cut my own. It's easy for me to cut all my hair off. Plus, right now, I ain't a barber. Right now, I'm a trainer. So I don't got time to be pushing stuff out the way. Hey, look, all I got time for now is picking up some weights, putting on a sweatsuit, going for a run, doing pull-ups, hitting the bag, going to the gyms and talking to the young folk about getting their skills right. I ain't got time to be worried about cutting no hair. Hair is the last thing on my mind. No, I'm not naturally bald. You don't have to buy it. I'm not selling it to you. Hey, look, people ask me all the time, convince them about something in my life. Like convince them that I'm a good coach. Convince them that I'm a good barber. I don't have to convince. The only person I got to convince is a customer. If you're a customer, I got to convince you. But if you're not a customer, you're just a spectator. I don't have to invent. Well, you spend your whole life trying to convince spectators. That don't make a whole lot of sense. All you end up doing is worrying yourself to death for nothing. I don't let people worry me. See, my life is too simple. My life is exactly the way I want it to be. I'm at the exact stage I wanted to be at. Old enough, got enough money, got good health. That's the only thing that matters right now. I don't care about who thinks I'm cute. I don't care about who thinks I'm strong. I don't care about who think I, got the most talent in the world. It don't matter at this point. At this point, you don't think about nobody else. You think about yourself. If you was a customer. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense. I mean, the only thing as a customer that you should be worried about is whether or not I'm going to do you right. I got a whole lifetime, 40 plus years of being the best. I was the best barber in my neighborhood, period. I was one of the most popular barbers in my city, period. I mean, I've been doing it the longest. I started at a real young age and I had a real big following. Say, why are they drug addicts before they started boxing? I don't know. I don't know a lot of drug addicts. I know a lot of people that sold drugs, but I don't know a lot of people that used them. It's funny how a drug dealer can start a business today and be rich tomorrow, because there's more people out there using drugs than we think. If you can care for your hair, then I can trust you to be a good coach. And no, that ain't what make a good coach. There's a whole lot of coaches out there that's got fly hair. I'm talking about all kinds of stuff. They can't coach though. What you should look for in a coach is a person that understands what you're looking to be as a boxer. Because everybody that come in your gym ain't looking to be a boxer. Some people are just looking to train. But you got to understand. You gotta ask for what you want. You said look at all the famous professional boxer stories. You mean the ones they talk about? Because there's a lot of famous professional boxers that never been on drugs. And a lot of them never use drugs. A lot of them, like Floyd Mayweather, never used drugs and never drank. And he's probably the most professional, famous professional boxer in the world. He didn't use drugs or drink. All he drink is water. He don't even use a lot of protein. He just eat meals and he work out all the time. It's a whole lot of those guys. Yep. Sometimes we gotta, you know what the media does for us? The media shows us the bad side of everything because there's no money in showing you the good side. That's why you never see no cute little puppies being born on TV. The only thing you ever see is a dog that chewed somebody up or bit somebody. That's the way our media is. Media says bad stories sell stories. And so they tell you about all the bad stuff. They don't tell you about the good stuff. Mike Tyson is one of a million boxers that, I don't know how much drugs he was on, but he drank. But he's one of a million. It's a whole lot more. Muhammad Ali didn't use drugs and didn't drink. George Foreman went out there tearing up the world. There's a whole lot of good ones. But you just gotta find the right ones. Yep. So my thing is this, like people always ask me, what do I think about certain situations? First of all, I don't pay attention. I don't know if y'all know this about me, but in life, I don't pay attention. I'm not that guy to sit on the porch and look at my neighbors across the street trying to figure out what they're doing. So I'm not looking at the negative side. I'm only looking, if it's not a positive story, I don't watch it. If it's not a positive reading, I don't read it. I only look, hey, look, if you tell me what it is, they say, I want you to read this. What is it? They say it's about this guy getting killed. I don't want to read that. When you feed that stuff into your soul, that's a bad feeling. I ain't trying to have that feeling. Yeah. So I don't read a lot of negative stuff. So I probably miss everything. People ask me if I heard about this person slapped that person or that person pushed that person. I don't get into that. Why? Because it ain't going to help me. My life does not revolve around the negativity that I see in other people. My life revolves around the positivity that I see in other people. So my thing is, you show me some good stories, you give me some good reads, and you tell me some good information. That's how we build. My mother and father didn't tell me all the negative stuff that was going on in the world. They just told me to stay away from it. They told me what it would do to you. They had friends that did certain things, I'm sure, but they said, hey, look, they just told me the lesson. And I was smart enough to understand the lesson, so I went the other way. So your grandfather goes to the gym all the time and he's 54 years old. Well, he's 4 years younger than me. And I don't go to a gym all the time. I got a gym in my house. The whole thing was, I don't like the fashion show. You ever been to a gym, it's a fashion show. Everybody walking around with their shirt off and want to show you how big they are. Want to show you how strong they are. It's an ego show. I don't pay attention to local gangsters. I don't need to know none of them. I grew up in a gangster neighborhood. I knew the ones that I knew, and I saw what they was doing, and they told me to go in the opposite direction. I don't mess with that. I had an old lady one time, or not say an older lady. I don't want to say old lady. I had an older lady tell me one time, I need to watch the news so I can know what's going on in my neighborhood. No, I don't. I only know what's going on in my neighborhood because the neighborhood I live in ain't no crime. I live in a neighborhood that's so well off that there's no crime. There's no shooting. There's no gangs. There's no killing. I live in that kind of neighborhood. Now, if you go outside my neighborhood, it's like anybody else's neighborhood. You go outside the neighborhood, you run into the mess. Well, I don't have to go to the mess. I go the opposite direction. Alex World, what's good with you? Glad you up here. I'm glad all y'all up here. It's nice to have a good conversation with some educated people that's trying to get some facts about some stuff. So whatever it is y'all want to talk about, put it on the table. Let's talk about it. People ask me all the time, they say, why I don't go through the old neighborhoods and talk to the gangsters like I used to, because it wasn't a benefit. It wasn't a benefit. When I went to college and when I went to barber school, that was the end of me going through the old neighborhood. Nope, didn't get G-checked. Didn't have to. I came up during the time when most of the guys were doing what they was doing. I got a pass. And most of the guys that's out there doing it now are the sons and grandsons of the guys I grew up with. How did you won the gym? I don't understand the question. How did I won the gym? How did I open the gym? Or how did I build a gym in my house? I don't know what the question is. But if you ask me again, I'm gonna answer because I'm looking right at the screen. It says, how did you win the gym? Alex World, what's good with you? Make sure that if y'all on my channel and we doing this live stream together, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button so every time I get back on, we can always get up here and start politicking about whatever we started politicking about last time, we're going to finish it the next time. So make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Please do me that favor. My dad passed away when I was 2. Man, I'm sorry to hear about that, dog. Real talk. I lost my father just a few years back, man, my father and my mother. And so, hey, look, I know the feeling. I used to call my mother and my father every day. I used to go by and see them all the time. But when you don't have them, that's when you miss them the most, bro. You can't take for granted that they're going to always be there, because they're not. Yeah, one of my favorite people in the whole world was my grandmother. She died when she was 88 years old, and I was in my 40s. So, man, it's a terrible thing, man. Losing anybody is a terrible thing. But everything's going to be all right. That's why so many other people, so many other role models, so many other people that I'm sure your dad thought were great people for you to talk to. What is my name? My name is Coach Carl. Do I want to be like Tookie Williams? Nah, I don't want to be like Tookie Williams. I know who Tookie is. Nope. I have no interest in being a thug, gangster, OG. None of that. Look, that don't get me nowhere. What's up, Daniel? Being a thug don't get you nowhere, man. Hey, look, I don't need that kind of respect. My hat goes off to those that live that life, but it's not the life I want to live. I could have took that left turn. I was that kind of guy that grew up in a neighborhood where everybody knew me. And I could have been successful at doing anything. But I chose to go in the right direction. That's why when I was 18 years old, I went to barber school. I went to college and I went to barber school. I make little in my room gym. Yeah, man, but I hope y'all been working out today. I hope y'all getting the exercise in. I hope y'all eating right. Clorox bleach. Hey, look, keep everything clean. Yeah, man. I tell people, man, hey, look, I came up tough, but that don't mean you got to stay there. That ain't mean you got to stay there. I came up in a tough neighborhood. I watched the police kick in doors. Hey, look, man, I couldn't wait to move out that neighborhood. And I lived in a house, but the guys on my block, it was rolling. I mean, these guys, when they finally got busted, I remember my mama sent me the article. They had $15 million in the house. So them dudes was rolling. I didn't know how much they was rolling, but they weren't like thugs. They weren't out there tearing up the street. They was educated dudes, look like businessmen. But they came out looking real nice and dressed up all the time and drove nice cars. But man, I wasn't trying to be in that life, because that life gets you 20 years, bro. I can't see doing 20 years behind bars trying to be a neighborhood superstar. It says, how do you make a live stream? Every time you make a live stream, it always says press OK. So I'm confused. I don't know, man. I mean, all I do is hit the button at the bottom of my cell phone. It says go live. I say yeah. Then it says, do I want it to be for young people or older people? I say older people, because you got to have a monitor on it. And then when I hit the button, it just goes live. Free Willie, what's good with you, man? You know, people always say I look like everybody. Some people be calling me Michael Jordan, R. Kelly. I used to have a beard, a kind of bigger beard like Rick Ross, and people thought I looked like R. Kelly. They say you got a doppelganger somewhere in the world, man. They say you always look like somebody. Some people just see the features of other people and say, yeah, you kind of favor that guy. I understand. It's all good. Do I need any money? Nope, don't need no money. Money fine. I want other things. Have you ever heard the word when people talk about not wanting a lot of stuff in life? Minimalist. That's what a minimalist is. Don't want a whole lot of stuff. I think I have too much stuff. I'm ready to get some of this stuff away. I want to change my life in 2 years. I got a 2-year plan to change my life. I'm gonna downsize because everything I got is too much. Everything I got is too much. I think I want to go to the minimalist lifestyle where you don't have a whole bunch of junk. I got stuff sitting everywhere. I got a whole bunch of stuff that I accumulated over a whole bunch of years. Give you a handstand. What's a handstand? Yep. So yeah, man. So yeah, I want to adapt into the minimalist lifestyle. That means I don't want to have a whole lot of stuff. I'm tired of having a whole bunch of everything. I got 3, 4, 5 of everything. Don't need that many. Only need one or something. And when it wear out, you go back and buy another one. At one time, I had 14 bikes. I build bikes. So at one time, I had 14 bikes, and that's way too many bikes to have. So I started getting rid of them. Now I got 4. But one of them is a kid's bike. It's just an antique kid's bike, but the other 3 are bikes that I actually ride. One is a 3-wheeler, one is a low rider, and one is a racing bike. Free Willie. Urban Spoke Carlisle. What's good with you, dog? They say you missed a few, but you back. Hey, look, man, I'm glad to have you back. You said mate, so I'm thinking you must be from Australia. I got some Australian homies that be up here, man. I'm not 50 or 40 years old. I'm 58 years old. So I'm 2 years from being 60 years old. Oh, no, the UK? Okay, that's what's good. I got a lot of Australian guys up here, man. They be hollering about mate. So I figure you might be from Australia. Hey, but I appreciate you being from the UK, dog. Hey, look, what's going on over there, man? How's things going? You keeping it popping over there? You still training? You might have missed some of my videos, but are you training? That's the question. Hey, man, I appreciate it. Hey, look, man. Hey, look. It's amazing what a good diet and some exercise will do for you. It'll have you looking like you ain't 58. It'll have you acting like you ain't 58. Yesterday's live stream, I did a live stream yesterday, and I was working on my kicks on the heavy bag. I got an inside the house bag, and I was working on kicks on the heavy bag. So yeah, my legs is gone right now. Plus, I still do. No matter how bad my legs feel from one thing, it don't stop me from doing other stuff. So even though my legs were sore, I still had to do them 200 squats this morning. Even though my abs are sore, I still had to do that 20-minute ab package, and that's crazy. Shoulders be sore, I still be doing them 200 push-ups. 200 is my number. Yeah, man, still training, looking at starting a couple of supplements. Not sure what's your opinion of them. My opinion of supplements is you do what works for you. I don't take supplements. The only thing I take is multivitamin, a vegan multivitamin, and I drink plant-based protein. That's it. At one time, I had tried some creatine, but I didn't like the way it made me feel. It made me, what creatine's only uh, thing that it does is it helps your body maintain water. Well, you're gonna actually gain a few pounds from that, and so you gotta do things around that system. But I just didn't like that look. I don't like the look buff. I like the look cut, thin and cut. I come from 201 pounds in 2013 down to 140, but that creatine made me go to 145, and I like to stick around 140, 140 to 142, and because all creatine does is help your body maintain water. It'll fill your muscles with water, but I don't feel like I needed it. So, if you don't need something, man, don't use it. You know what I'm saying? If you need it, use it. But if you don't need it, don't use it. But I ain't got nothing against no supplements. It depends on what you want to do with your life. Everybody got a different plan. Everybody's plan can't be my plan, and my plan can't be everybody else's. So my thing is, do what works for you. People ask me all the time, how should I throw that heavy right hand? I said, you better throw that heavy left hand. I said, you got to do both. You got to do what works for you. But all I say, man, is read up on them. Read up on it. And if it's too deep, ask the doctor about it. Because that's the one thing you don't want. You don't want no situation that you can't control. I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking opinions. Everyone in the UK loves this stuff. Oh, yeah, they do. Because you got to remember what people's focus is. Everybody's focus might not be your focus. See, some people's focus is for them to get big, for them to get huge. Some people at 140 want to get to 200. You know what I'm saying? Some people at 200 want to get to 140. That was where I was. So I didn't have to use it. And some people abuse it. They don't just use it. They don't try to abuse it. They just use it. So you got to figure out which one you want to do. But hey, look, just read up on it. Every supplement means something. If you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, you're a diabetic, you got to check out things because some of that stuff got a lot of sugar in it. Some of it's got a sugar substitute in it that's just as bad as sugar. Some of it will speed your heart rate up. You have to read the fine lines. Google the name of anything you're thinking about taking and ask what are the benefits of it and what are the downside of it. And that's what I always did. See, 150 pounds at the moment, looking to go to around 180. See, that's what I said. Most people got a different opinion of where they want to be at. So you gotta go with you. You gotta go with you. Just all I say is read the information because some of it will have your heart palpitating. Some of them will give you high blood pressure. Some of them, if you're a diabetic, it'll mess up your diabetes numbers. You just gotta read the information. Like I used to tell my kids, do the homework. Just doing a little bit of boxing talk, y'all. Just doing a little bit of boxing talk. Health and fitness. That's what we do up here. Health and fitness. No matter what it is. I don't care if you boxer, martial artist, wrestler, street fighter, jiu-jitsu. We can talk about it. If you want to be on a diet, you want to gain weight, you want to lose weight, we can talk about it. Yeah, man. That's what I do. Every single thing that I take. Even a vegan vitamin. I go online, I punch it in, I say, look, what is this? What is the benefits of it? I check it before I buy it. Because once you buy it, they expect you to try it. So I check it before I buy it. Like energy drinks. People don't know that energy drinks can cause you to have high blood pressure. They can also cause you to speed up the heart rate and mess up your heart. It's been a lot of people, man, that have drank energy drinks thinking it was just going to help them get through the day. I used to drink coffee. Real talk, I used to drink coffee. And I thought coffee was a good booster for me. It kind of boosted my morale in the morning when I came downstairs. But the whole thing was I started relying on it. You know what I'm saying? When you come downstairs and you yawn and you tired, if you don't have no coffee, it's like you having a slow morning. So I stopped drinking it because I don't like nothing to make me feel like I gotta have it. I don't like nothing to make me feel like I gotta have it. So now I drink plant-based protein, water, and take multivitamin. I got vegetables and the whatnots, and I drink have bananas, oranges, peanuts. And the day's menu is a garden salad. I do garden salads pretty much every day. So I'm talking about cucumber, tomato, croutons, plant-based cheese, romaine lettuce, and plant-based dressing. That's how I get down. And I make a plate full, stack that plate like this, bro. Because when I get up, I don't want to be hungry. I need something else. I drink them protein shakes. I got an orange and I got a banana. I just came from the store. But I'm on that stay slim and stay cut. You see my pictures or my videos, you know I'm 140 pounds, and my man say I'm cut up from the butt up. That's what my homies say. I'm cut up from the butt up. So with that being said, everybody want to do something different. Some people want that bulk. You know what I'm saying? That's cool if that's what you want. But remember something. It's hard to get out of bed with just put a 20-pound knapsack on and try to get out of the bed. You're gonna realize how hard it is getting out of the bed. I like jumping up like a grasshopper. Hey, but look, do your thing. I'm sure you're going to make it work. Whatever it is, you're going to make it work. Just keep training. Keep training. Because what training do for you, can't nothing else do for you. I tell people all the time, man, we are in control of our own health. That's the one thing that we can control. We can't control our jobs. We can't control our car. We can't control our house. Because any one of them things can break down on you at any given time, even if you doing the right thing with it. But you can control your health. You can control that. You can ask the right questions and do the right thing. You can control your health. So that's the one thing. That's why they say health is wealth. So many people go to work, man. They think about how much money they making. They think about what the benefit of having this much money is. And they don't think about nothing. That's why you see a lot of rich people in the doctor's office right along with the poor people. You think rich people would know better. Nope, they don't know no better. They're doing the same thing poor people doing. Poor people doing it because they don't have no choice. Rich people got health insurance, life insurance, car insurance, and every other kind of insurance, and still don't use it. I got friends right now that's got a full A1 plan that don't go to the doctor. Some of them have been to the doctor in 10 years. Their teeth fall out before they go to the dentist. You feel what I'm saying? So everybody got to make a choice. Make an educated choice. This is your life. You don't get but one of these. You can buy 12 cars. You can live in 6 houses, but you ain't gonna get but one life. You lose a leg, you don't get another leg. You lose a foot, you don't get another foot. Not a real one. You can get a prosthetic, but it ain't gonna be the same. And the whole time you're gonna be kicking yourself in the butt saying, I wish I would have did this differently, sooner. So with that being said, man, take care of your health. Health is wealth. It's the one thing that we can control. It's the one thing we should spend more time doing than anything else. So what's going on down in the UK? What's going down in the UK? I know something good up in the UK. What city you in anyway? What city? What state? Yes, sir. I know y'all can't read my shirt because it's backwards, but it says champ life. Yeah, man, you gotta live that champ lifestyle. Hey, look, I wonder if you can get shirts made with backwards letters. So when you're on this camera, and the camera flips everything around. When I'm on this camera, I wonder if I had backwards letters flipped around, you could read it the right way. That would be kind of funky. Somebody should make a shirt like that. Man, when I be just sitting still sometimes, it remind me of back in the day, man, when I was like 17, 18 years old, when beatboxing was out. That's why people, you know how you can go in any building right now and sit for hours as long as you got a phone, because you can get on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You just can do things that keep you interested. Well, when I was a young buck and I ain't had no phone, I used to sit and I would either beat on my leg or I would beatbox. So I got real good at beatboxing. I got real good at beatboxing at one point in my life, man. And I used to just be like, boom, 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 boom. So I sit anywhere. I don't care what room I was in. I could be at the doctor's office waiting on the doctor to come in. I'm like, and I'd sit there and do that. And so after a while, guys would be like, yo, man, hit me a beat. I'm trying to kick this rap. And I just have all kinds of beats in my head because you do it all the time. I don't do it no more, but I used to do it all the time. And be like, hit a beat, man, hit me rap. I say, I used to do that kind of stuff, man. It used to be fun to me back in the day because it kept me from being bored. That's all they do, man. Keep you from being bored. You just kind of find different things to do with yourself. Keep you from being bored. But I appreciate y'all being online, man. I appreciate y'all taking the time out to leave a comment. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification icon so I can be notified every time I drop a new video. I appreciate that. 100. So, with that being said, it's almost that time. I might got to go get the needle and some thread because these are my bike riding gloves. I walk in them so I can have my fingers out so I can touch my phone, but my palms in the back of my hand be warm. But look, y'all get back to work. Y'all get back to working out. And I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side because right about now, your boy got to go. Holler at y'all on the flip side. Later.